What's going on? We are a day closer. We are a day closer until what's going to be a heck of a game. Trent Williams said this is going to be the ice bag game. Trent Williams know what time it is. Trent Williams know what time it is. And we know what time it is. It has no choice but to be the ice bag game. We ain't come to do no playing. I'm sure they don't come to do no playing. But our urgency, I believe our urgency to win this game is going to be a lot more than what they have. Now, I'm not saying that they're not going to come to play. They know what time it is. They're going to get up for this game. But we know what time it is. We know what this means. This is not just any game. We've been talking about this since the schedule came out. We knew what time it is, and it's here. The moment has come. It's going to be some hitting. It's going to be some blood shed, some tears shed, some screams of rejoice, and some screams of depression that the 49ers fans is going to be in after we come to handle our business. But anywho, we here to talk about this Cowboys offense versus this 49ers defense. So we're going to get started. Key players, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, and a familiar face, Javon Hargrave. Our key matchups, as confirmed, our tackles, our starting tackles, because Tyron is in the building, versus Bosa. Now, we know for a fact that Bosa can't bang with none of our tackles. This was proven last year, and it's going to be proven again this year. And now, not only now you can't go ahead and try to hide him in the interior because we got real boys right there. We got a real tough interior. He gonna have a hard time. This offense has just gotten a boost with Tyron Smith being ready, which we already knew that he was gonna be ready, especially when I seen that he so-called had a rest day. I'm like, a rest day, huh? Yeah, we know what time it is. Like I said, we've been new since the Arizona game. We're like, oh yeah, he ain't playing the pass game. He getting ready for this game. And I wouldn't have it no other way. Look, I'm not saying that Nick Bosa ain't no solid guard. I'm not saying that. I mean, DN. I'm not saying that because he is a good DN. But to me, I've always said this, and I'm gonna continue saying this. He overrated to me. He's overrated to me. I'm not taking away how good he is, but he just overrated to me. Like I said, a rookie tackle whooped his ass, and now you're gonna get your ass whooped by Tyron Smith. If you want to go over the Steel, he's gonna whoop your ass again. He better off going to Steel, right? Because he definitely can't hang with none of the Smiths. He better off rolling over to Steel. Steel gonna give him a run for his money too, but he'll have a better chance against Steel. And our interior versus Hargrave. That's the only one that's going to make noise. Hargrave is a good D tackle. We ain't going to take that away. He's a good D tackle. He has given them something that they have been missing since DeForest Buckner has left. It's somebody that can get some push. Now, he ain't going to be DeForest Buckner when it comes down to getting to the quarterback, but he is a solid D tackle, and that fits what they do, right? Hargrave is a good D tackle. We're familiar with him with the Eagles. The Eagles miss him. They will miss him. And the 49ers is lucky to have him. Now, with that being said, good luck going against Zach Martin. Good luck going against Tyler Smith. And good luck going against Tyler Biadasz. This line is going to look so good together. It's going to look so good together. They ready for the challenge. They ready. Uh, Now, also, Fred Warner versus your linebacker. Fred Warner versus TP, Tony Pollard. That's going to be a nice matchup because, there's going to be times where Fred Warner is going to go ahead and, they're going to have a couple introductions in the hole. It looked like I thought I seen that Rico might have gave it a little practice, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not too sure, but it'd be nice to have Rico Dowdle this game. But yes, in all, Fred Warner versus the linebackers, more Fred Warner versus TP. Now, I would love to go ahead and have TP on Fred Warner when it comes down to motioning TP out at wide receiver and having TP have his way with Fred Warner on the outside, because Fred Warner, as good as a linebacker he is, he can't hang with TP 1-on-1. That's not good. That's not a good matchup for them. But with that being said, let's get into it. Now, we know that this defense is physical. We know that time and time again, no matter what defensive coordinator that they have, it's a reoccurring thing. It's the culture. It's what they believe in. They didn't have this is probably what they third or fourth defensive coordinator since we've seen them, and it's a recurring thing. It's the culture. It's the players. It's what they believe in. It's that foundation which keeps them where they no matter who they got in there, they can rotate it and still be a good defense, still be a physical defense. They preach physicality, and this is probably one of the closest things to an old school defense that you can get. Maybe that, and probably maybe the Jets, but this is probably the closest thing that you can get to a consistent old school defense because the 49ers has been doing it for a little while now. But with that being said, we know what time it is. We know that we got to match physicality on both sides of the ball. We know that we are better than what we are last year. We know that the 49ers is going to try to little brother us, going to try to little boy us. Now, when it came down to matching things, the defense matched a lot of things. See, what's going to come down to this game is this. Taking care of the football. So there's a couple things that we have accomplished this offseason that can help us, right? Not only do we have a better offensive line, we have more weapons out there that they got to go ahead and tend to, but Mike McCarthy. And what I mean by Mike McCarthy is I don't expect too much from Dak Prescott other than him to go ahead and make plays when necessary. Pretty much what we've been asking him to do since week 1 and just take care of the rock. And if Dak Prescott continues to take care of the rock, there's no way that we lose. If we execute, right, I'm not saying it's going to be a high-scoring game. Now, I do expect if they go ahead and execute and they don't hurt themselves, I do expect to beat the Niners by double digits. I'll just be honest with you. I do. By double digits. You heard it here first. I'm not just talking because the Cowboys is my team. No, I done did the tape. I done paid attention. I know what we got, and I know what they got. And if we execute, if we don't hurt ourselves, we can beat them by double digits. We're going to be real. We're going to beat them by double digits. If the defense come out there and play the way that they're supposed to, and we just execute on offense and we just take care of the ball, just allow our defense to do their thing, we're gonna beat them by double digits. You heard it here first. Now, one thing that I can tell you with their cornerbacks, I believe Ambry Thomas, Lenore, and Shavarius Ward together as a unit, their cornerbacks is weak. They're weak as hell. Let's be honest. One-on-one, they don't want that smoke. That's always been a weakness, though, for the past couple years. Even when we had Amari Cooper, the cornerbacks have been their weak point. But time and time again, whether it was a lack of physicality or was a lack of executing on in times that we need to, was the reason why of our downfall. And so maybe this year will be the year that we actually execute and be able to put them cornerbacks on our wide receivers and isolate them and make them really cover, because there's a lot of opportunities against these cornerbacks that I believe that Mike McCarthy and Dak Prescott can take advantage of, and it won't be no tough. It won't be something tough. See, this is the game where I believe that Brandon Cooks is going to arise. One thing that I've seen that some speed, it'll give him a little bit of trouble. for speed. And the way that you see what's his name, the Rams wide receiver Puka or whatever the hell his name is, the way that he was running routes. Now CD can give these boys work. We know that, right? But we know that they're gonna pay a lot of attention to CD. We know they're gonna roll coverage to CD, right? So I believe this is gonna be the game for Cooks. I honestly do believe this is going to be the game for Cooks and where we could take advantage of Cooks. Cooks is going to be an X factor. It's going to be probably some catches that he make that's going to be like, yep. Because we peeped it from the week one. Just because Cooks ain't been getting off, it's just that, hey, we've been winning without that. We've been blowing people out. So when our reality, even in our wins, we really haven't had to play like a full game other than maybe the Arizona, but we was playing from behind and we know how that went. Right. But this is going to be a game where your offense is going to play a full game from the first to the fourth quarter, which is going to allow for you to see how this offense can truly look. Okay. But had one of my little players text me real quick. But yeah, so this is going to be a game where I believe this is going to be a Cooks game. Cooks can really put pressure, and if Lenore or Ambry Thomas is on Cooks, man, it's barbecue chicken. One thing I see is that they have a lot of trust in their cornerbacks for some reason, right? Acting like they got like sauce or a Christian Gonzalez in the back of them. They really put trust in their cornerbacks, but I think that may have a lot to do with them trusting in their front seven to go ahead and try to do what they do to dominate the game. And they just want to go ahead and live with what they got. I think they put a lot more responsibility and trust on them linebackers because them linebackers is good. Them linebackers fly around, and when you got your DNs and your D tackles actually playing in unison and really controlling the line and playing gap sound and efficient and flawless execution when it comes down to their run fits and everything, then you allow for your linebackers to do what they do, which is to make plays. But unfortunately, at that back end, now they got some solid safeties. Gibson is solid. Now I think Hufanga, he's a fake ass Troy Polamalu. That is to me. You can see he tried to model his game after Troy, but there's only one Troy. He a fake ass Troy Polamalu to me. I'll go ahead and put his ass in some coverage, man. If he want to go ahead and tackle Jake Ferguson one-on-one, I would love that because I'm gonna take that matchup 10 times out of 10. So coming in this game, we have the edge on matchups. We really do. We have the edge when it comes down to matching up with this defense. It's just a matter, like I said, of playing is executing our offense against his defense. That's what it comes down to, and taking care of the football. That's it. We don't need nothing spectacular. Just do your thing. Now this defense is more downhill than going side to side, even though the linebackers can't go to side to side. But I would love for Bosa and all the Bosa tight hip ass and Hargrave to go ahead and be on the move and try to stop someone on the perimeter and really wear them down like that. Because speaking of that, one thing I also noticed was that the Rams had success running off tackle. The Rams had success. They pretty much some outside zones. They had success attacking that perimeter on this defense, and they kind of just right off the hip of Tyron Smith, right up the hip of Terrence Steele. I'm telling y'all, that's gonna be some love right there. What's his name? I think his name Kyron Williams has success running off tackle. Kyron Williams has some success running on the perimeter. And I believe, especially with TP, Deuce Vaughn, and Rico, we would have some success and also on the perimeter, especially with the speed that we have as a unit in that running back room. Now, like I said, I wouldn't abandon running up inside, but that's the strength of that defense. Going ahead and just running at them. They'll be able to, not saying that we can't have no room, but to really go ahead and make that defense tired, that D-line tired, and really make them chase, I believe that's where we go ahead and win some battles at in regards to that. Also, I've seen the Rams hit them up with some running back screens. Uh, they scored on one of them actually too in the red zone. And that'll be something that I also will look forward to because one thing for sure, we got the perfect running backs to run the running back screens with. All three of them can go ahead and do their thing when it comes down to that. And that's also something that they will have to go ahead and be wary of too. Just put pressure on them, right? Because one thing I seen the Rams, they will run traps. They'll trap Fred Warner. Go ahead, don't just be predictable. Kind of put some creativity in your running. But I know that that's what we're going to do because, like I said, we ain't got no bell cow back there, though, but we got some good runners back there. So, we don't have the luxury of having a Bijan or a Prime Zeke back there. But that don't mean we can't be effective in running the football. And I believe the Dallas Cowboys can have some effectiveness running the football and being creative. And then we also have tight ends that can block. And that's what helped make this run offense go round and round. Just like when you see when the 49ers pop out some of their big runs, guess who's blocking? George Kittle and the other tight end. And it's the same thing with a lot of the times you might see George Kittle leading the way on some of these big runs that McCaffrey got. And that's the same thing it's going to be with our tight ends. You see some of the pops that we had, whether it be with the Jets, I think with Arizona, when we do have a little chunk run, guess who's leading the way? Ferguson and company. And that's going to be the same thing going into this game. So don't go ahead and underestimate the power of the tight end. Now, even though that I would probably hit these boys up with the majority of 11 personnel, see, what I would do is I'll spread these boys out. I'll spread them out. I'll make sure that your 3 wide receivers is getting that love. I would spread these boys out. I wouldn't compact anything in. I'm spreading these boys out. I even want to see some 5 wide. That's where we're going because I got the confidence in my offensive line to be able to protect because the little push that they was getting with Hargrave, I could just tell them that was cute because that's not going to happen this game. But that was cute, though. But that's not going to happen this game. Look, I told y'all last time. See, people are probably going to be looking at me like, man, he just talking. Man, what did I tell y'all last year? I said, man, Nick Bosa ain't going to do not a motherfucking thing. I said, our tackles got that. What did he do? Not a motherfucking thing. So, y'all, I'm telling y'all, with this offensive line, they don't stand no chance. They're going to have to bring the heat. They're going to have to bring the heat. But when you spread these boys out with Turpin, Tolbert, Cooks, Gallup, CD, that's going to be a lot. That's going to be a lot of pressure for this defense to handle because the defense ain't built for that. Not the quality of wide receiver threats that we have, not the quality of tight end threats that we have. If you really spread these boys out, you're going to have some success. When you got Fred Warner lining out and you got these boys in dime and a lot of dime, and come on. When you make them put that extra DB out there, come on. Come on. If you got to take Greenlaw off the field because he's just getting cooked by you, come on. You're going to have that success. Trust me. Trust me. I felt good about it last year, but we just didn't execute. And I damn sure for sure feel good about it this year. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. But yeah. But one thing I also seen is that in the film, they ran a lot of games with Fred Warner. Fred Warner's gonna come. He's gonna come. He gonna bring the heat. They gonna bring the heat. And they'll run games with their defensive line. Like they'll slant their defensive line one way and bring Fred Warner and wrap him out in the other way. So that'll be something that I'll look forward to. But with our offensive line being intact, we'll be able to pick that up. We'll be able to pick that up. Tyron, we got a vet crew in there now. Terrence still a vet. Zach a vet. Biotish a vet. Tyron a vet. Man, Tyler Smith play like a vet. Come on. Come on. Just got to be disciplined. Just got to take care of the football. That's just pretty much what it go with when it comes down to hand in hand. We got weapons for days. This is why you bring all these weapons in. You didn't think that they brought that kept Turpin and hope for bring Cooks in and added another tight end. You think they didn't have the Niners in mind to attack a defense like the Niners, to be able to go ahead and match their physicality like the Niners? You got 2 tight ends, really 3 tight ends now. If you go ahead and bench Hendershot and put the other one in there. You got 3 tight ends who can block, who gonna hustle. You got a variety of formations that you can run with and keep these defenses on their toes and be really effective and also run the ball off of them. And you got the ability to not only play compact, but to spread these boys out. Man, when I hear things like that, all I'm hearing is jam. Oh, jam. Jam. Teddy's jam for me, yeah. That's all I hear when it comes down to that. I really like a lot of our matchups. I really do. I really do. Like, I guess I just got to see it to believe it on Sunday on why I'm speaking so confidently. Like, I have no doubt. And the reason why I can tell you that I have no doubt is because Mike McCarthy is going to make sure that we take care of this football. I don't give a damn if we got to punt a couple times early on. That is what it is. We're going to make sure that our focus is executing and taking care of the football and wearing this defense down. That's what we got going on. That's what we got going on. What you mean, East Side, is are you ready to hand out that L on Sunday? Because that ain't happening. You know that. You know that. The world gonna be looking. The world gonna be watching. You know that. Look, the defense understand what's at hand. But that offense, they're gonna have to raise their game up another level. And now, like I said, it'd be nice to execute in the red zone. But if we able to go ahead and play some ball control and just put up threes, that's effective. See, what we got to understand is that we play some good defenses. The Jets is a good defense. Giants was a division game. The Pats is a good defense. Even though we make them look like that, we play against some good defenses. Arizona game, we don't know what the hell that was. But we done played against some good defenses. We're playing against another one where you could say that early on we're battle tested. We already done seen defenses that on every level, they got some real boys on there. And it's going to be the same thing on Sunday night. We already got an early taste of how we should play and how to go ahead and go against physicality. I'm looking at my offensive line knocking Quentin Williams back a couple steps to establish a new line of scrimmage. And that's the same thing that's going to have to be done on Sunday night. Oh, look, there ain't too much to say other than let's play ball. There ain't too much to say other than let's play ball. There ain't too much to say other than we know what's at stake. And we know how big this is for our mental. This is a game for the mental. We know that we could perform. We know that we have mismatches. We know what needed to be done. Mike and them been thinking about this game like Phil Collins. You can just feel it in the air tonight. We've been thinking about this game. I've been talking about this game. Even when I talk about, I'm like, man, but you're going to get something. You know, y'all already know we had this game circled. This game has been circled for quite some time. It's time to play ball. There ain't no other way around this. I can tell you this and I can tell you that. I can tell you that they need to do this. I can tell you that. But it's just really going to come down to executing. We can play with the best of them. And if you can go ahead and call yourself one of the better units, and if you really piece together one of the better units, whether it be on defense or offense, this is why you do that for. When it comes down to executing and seeing a defense, this and probably the Jets is going to be one of the best that you face this year or in the NFL that you could possibly face. And if you can go out there and hit them in the mouth, shit doesn't stop you. The only, like we always say, the only thing that can stop you is you. You know, if we gotta get these boys fired up, pumped up to do to go ahead and perform at a high level, if I gotta get these up to perform against San Francisco, then you need to real evaluate. Is winning a Super Bowl really on your mind? Is it really priorities? You out there just to collect a check? This is why you go get a schoolmaker. This is why you go get a Mozzie Smith. This is why you go get all the players, all these players that you got, all these like-minded defensive first team player first type people on your team. This is why you go ahead and acquire all this talent and get all this debt to perform that. So in the fourth quarter, you playing fresh and they worn down, and you just ended it. We throw first and we run the ball to end the game, and that's what's gonna go ahead and be what's on the menu this game. We're gonna throw that rock. Don't be scared to throw this rock. Like, who the hell is an Ambry Thomas? Who the hell is Lance Lenore? Who the hell is that? It's like a wide receiver that we had. Who the hell is a Travarius Roy? You think a Travarius Roy gonna go one-on-one with my dog? With CD? Come on, you going one-on-one, you gonna disrespect my players like that? Come on, you gonna go ahead and put Lenore or Ambry Thomas on Cooks? And you telling me that we ain't about to go ahead and barbecue chicken that? We telling me that we ain't about to roast? Huh? Not only in the oven, but on the, come on. You telling me that we ain't gonna go ahead and have no 400 degrees like Juvenile? Huh? When you say it's kind of warm in this house, the air conditioning ain't on. Oh man, that's the temperature that we rising up on these boys. You telling me all this? We do all this to go ahead and turn up. It's time to turn up. It's time to turn up. I'm tired of losing to these mother. I'll be honest with you. I'm tired of losing to them. I'm tired of losing to them. Once was enough, and I didn't even want the once. But twice, back-to-back years in the playoffs, you must have had that urgency. You must have had that urgency. You better have that urgency when it come down to performing. Dak, you said that you pissed off. I best to see that you're pissed off. Shit, go ahead and truck one of them. Go ahead and Gibson. Go ahead and truck them. Show me that you don't give a damn about that leg that you had. Go ahead, man. Tell them I want that read option this time. I'm going to pull it this time. They think I'm scared to run. Pull that read option. Hit him with a stiff arm. This is where big-time players make big-time plays in a big-time game. And in week 5, game 5, this is a big-time game. This is a game that if you can't get up for as a player, I don't know what to tell you. It's time to perform. It's time to perform. It don't matter if it's Gallup, Cooks, CD, Jake, Turpin, Tober. It don't matter. They not deep enough to handle what we got. It ain't hard enough to handle what we got. Their best bet is to try to go ahead and play them mental games and see if they can go ahead and see if we beat ourselves. That's the only way that they can win this game, if we beat ourselves. That's the only way. The only way. If you get all these penalties, you start not taking care of the ball. We fumble the way that we've been fumbling. I see Mike McCarthy, you addressed that. I'm glad you did, because that's been a concern of mine too. If Dak Prescott throwing the interception, we can't have that. We can't have that. Dak Prescott, I'd rather you run for 2 yards or throw the ball away than you go ahead and emptying out a possession when we could have just punt that and played a field position game and be able to go get some points on the board, because the field position is going to be crucial. I can get a feeling that Turpin probably get ready to go get me something big in a return game. I can feel that. He's been due for one for quite some time. He's been due to take one to the crib for quite some time. And the league has been put on notice ever since that preseason game. And I believe that it's time. I see it sometimes he's ready to break it, just maybe one block or maybe just one decision. He got impatient. It's here. I think it's coming. I believe it's coming. I think he can break one. And I wouldn't have it no better way is to pull up into San Fran and really take their life and really just squeeze every bit of life out of them to make them understand, hey, this is going to be quite different than has been in the past couple years. This has been quite different. This is going to be different. And you best to put some respect on my name. And as James Brown would say, it's the big payback. We ain't going to the days of way back. You can go ahead and celebrate what you did in the past. But I'm more of a dude that lives for the present and prepares for the future. I don't give a damn about no past. It just is what it is. Now, the past, I remember the past, and the past fuels me. But I don't give a damn about what you did in the past. I give a damn about what you about to do right now and what you're going to do in the future. And what I want to see from the Cowboys right now is to continue to prepare. And what I want to see on the future on Sunday night is a whole lot of whoop ass being over there in San Fran or Santa Clara or whatever the hell they want to play at that Jerry helped facilitate. That's what I want to go ahead and be a part of. You know, I want to go ahead and maybe be a little late to the live session because I got some phone calls to make, rubbing it in. And I got some money to collect because I will be putting my money up. As Little Chris would say, bet 100, bet 1,000. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. And I hope Michael Parsons and company and Dak and company put their game where their mouth is. But anywho, that's my time for today. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe, share this content. We gone.